Little Nightmares 3, Reanimal are coming close as we are shifting into 2025. These two upcoming games are definitely going to be on my playlist. Today I want to share my thoughts on how special they are to me and make a video about them. Little Nightmares 1 and 2 were peak horror adventure experiences when they came out, and that means people expect nothing less from Little Nightmares 3. Let me sum up what happened. Spoiler alert. In Little Nightmares 1 in 2017, we follow Six, a little girl in yellow raincoat, on her little adventure to make her escape from the mall. And if you have the DLC, you also get to play as the runaway kid, but in another sector of the mall. And these two parallel stories intertwine in a heart-wrenching way when Six devours the runaway kid, whom at this point has been turned into a Norm to satiate her devilish hunger, despite that the runaway kid Norm offers Six a sausage to eat beforehand, knowing she is hungry. It's tragic that good kids don't get to last long. Jumping to Little Nightmares 2 in 2021, we get to see Six again, but the spotlight belongs to Mono, the boy with his head covered in the bag. And this time the backdrop is not set on the mall, but on mainland. And not for so long from the beginning we get accompanied by another little friend whose identity we don't know. Until after the school arc when she picks up the iconic yellow raincoat. We go on through a lot only to get betrayed by Six and learn that the Thin Man turns out to be the adult Mono. Another tragic story, of course. As for Little Nightmares 3, yes, it still goes with the name Little Nightmares. It's still in that universe if it's meant to be. It is still distributed by Bandai Namco as they did its predecessors. But one thing that saddens me dearly is the developer behind the success of the first two is not here to steer the boat this time. Tarzu Studios doesn't work with Bandai Namco anymore, for several reasons, who knows. But everything I mentioned above still belongs to Bandai Namco because they have the ownership over the franchise. They get to keep the name, the universe, and keep the franchise going, but where are the real creators of Little Nightmares and what are they doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
That's right, they're just hanging around cooking Reanimal. And for that, my expectation for Reanimal is strongly higher, but I would enjoy Little Nightmares 3 all the same as far as it can get me. So far, we only have the trailer and the demo of Little Nightmares 3 from what Bandai Namco gave us. This time, we followed Lo and Alone fighting their way across a place called the Nowhere. Boy and girl, whose genders are presumed by their looks. Lo is a boy, probably dark-skinned, with afro hair and crow mask, while Alone is a ginger girl who is also masked and has pigtails sticking out of her headdress. One change that I am really fond of is that now the kids have their own weapons, making them more menacing, less vulnerable, and less dependent on the environments to fend off enemies compared to the previous kid versions, Mono, Six, and the Runaway Kid. For Lo, he possesses a bow that can shoot out arrows, allowing him to fight, bring down airborne foes, and interact with the environments from distance, a key to solve most of the puzzles. And for Alone, it is a metal wrench on her back. Unlike bow and arrows, her wrench is meant to be a melee weapon and is large enough that I don't doubt Alone is able to deal tons of damage with every swing. And more than that, the way I see it, she's gonna be our main damage dealer when it comes to combat and killing blow. This is a good innovation from Supermassive Games, the studio in charge this time. All I know that they developed the Dark Picture franchise, Until Dawn, and etc. I'm not really a fan of these games, so spare me the details. Let's spend a few seconds to talk about Alone's identity. Prior to the release of Little Nightmares 2, Bandai Namco had published a series of comics, and the episode 3 of the comics features a girl with pigtails. And because of the same hairstyle, people are presuming that Alone is actually the pigtail girl in disguise. But just like all the other theories that came before, Like 6 is the lady's daughter, 6 is the lady, everything is a loop, etc. This theory is vague and lacks of evidences. The pigtails of the girl in the comic are much longer and they are braided all the way down. Unlike Alone, her pigtails are not braided and stay atop her head. But once again, according to the Pigtail Girl's portrayal on LittleNightmares.fandom website, they are both gingers. And if you watch the announcement trailer without skipping, you can see Alone swipe her nose for a short moment. And remember, the Pigtail Girl has a bleeding nose due to some unknown condition. That theory could be right, but it's still like shooting in the dark. We can't say nothing for certain for now. And about the Nowhere Place, it's a vast world contains all the locations we know so far, including the mall, the Pale City, and the very part that Little Nightmares 3 will take place in, the Spiral. The Spiral comprises 3 sub-areas: the Necropolis, featuring the desert, the Candy Factory, and the Fun Fair. Each place has its own main antagonist, and for Necropolis, it's the Giant Baby. Now let's talk about the bosses. I once watched a video of a priest talking about what the devils do with beautiful things. They take whatever we view as beautiful and they twist them. Take a look at the bosses we had in Little Nightmares 1 and 2, like the janitor, the granny, and the teacher. They have ordinary jobs. They still all look humanoid at some degrees, but all their jobs and looks get twisted to some certain level that every time we see them, we can feel the horror sending chill down our spine. But I cannot say that I feel the same for the Giant Baby. It's still a baby, only extremely large. It's not twisted enough. I'm trying to say that perhaps I would feel more terrified if the baby wasn't that absurdly large. Remember, the bosses were never too large, otherwise they would cause the opposite effects. Anything but scaring you. And I might be even more petrified if the baby had serrated teeth and claws and was constantly hungry, always swinging arms and legs like a natural maniac since birth. But that's just my point of view. My conclusion is, I think the baby is a bit of a letdown. But move on to the next foe. Bandai Namco released an exclusive trailer named You Are Being Watched, only to feature the Candy Factory and, of course, with the main foe of the sector. This foe has tall, thin body, not too large to cause the opposite effect, like what I just said earlier, has long, sharp, nailed arms, and it has more than 2 of them. Pausing at this moment, it looks like a woman and Pennywise the Clown to me. I gotta say, a scream activates all of my body hair, and then this shit. It really gave me goosebumps the first time I watched it. Jump scares will never stop working on people if you know how to build them up. I rate this foe 9 out of 10 due to what I see in the trailer, but the score might go down a bit or a lot when I get to face the foe in the actual game. Who knows? And there are not too many informations about the Funfair main foe, but it left us with this silhouette. Mirrors appear several times in the announcement trailer, the friendship trailer, and at the start of the Necropolis demo. A lot of people surmise that this might have something to do with the mirror monster featured in the 2017 second comic. You can look up and read those 2 comics if you want to. They were released not too long after the launch of the 2017 original game. Back to the mirrors, all I see is that the 2 kids only use them as teleporting devices. At this point, the trailers and the demo hint nothing of the mirror monster. I am afraid it's just another vague theory and big chances that is not gonna be the case. But we need to wait until the launch of Little Nightmares 3 to tell for certain. And for the first time ever, we can co-op now with a friend. And if you and your friends separate too far from each other, the screen will focus on either one of you instead of splitting the monitor. This will help you experience the game to the fullest and keep track on whatever is going on in the game. Good idea from Bandai Namco. For me, a horror adventure game is best enjoyed by yourself along with the AI as your companion. As an introvert, I am fine with the AI, but you don't have to listen to my suggestions, just choose your medicine. And last but not least, it would mean a lot to me and to many people if there will be no betrayal this time. I see a lot of comments in the comment sections of the trailers begging for that. I gotta say, it was heartbreaking witnessing Six pulling off the betrayal card on Mono, the two characters we're all in love with. So, no betrayal between Low and Alone, please. Now is the time for Reanimal in this video, finally. If we talk about both Reanimal and Little Nightmares franchise, including 1, 2, 3, for the first time ever our characters are related. Based on the description on Steam, they are a brother and a sister fighting their way through an island to rescue their friends. The boy covers his head with a bag, but unlike Mono's paper bag, this bag is made out of fabric. And his sister covers her identity by a rabbit face mask. In one scene in the trailer, you can see up to 5 kids on a boat. This must be after the brother and sister have successfully rescued their friends. Honestly, this is touching. I see such friendship every day in which friends risk their lives for each other. And also for the first time ever, at some point of the trailer and also the demo, the characters have dialogues. Something new compared to Little Nightmares 1 and 2, and I hope Little Nightmares 3 will give dialogues to the characters as well, but that remains to be seen. And if you put Reanimal and Little Nightmares 3 next to each other without telling me which one is from Tarzu Studios, I still can't tell the nuances. Reanimal trailer still shares the same spirit of Tarzu Studios. The environment designs, the playstyle, the monster designs are still impressive as ever. The talking pig, the hideous ship, the tall man, the bicycle man, and mostly the furry spider. They all have massive enough size for intimidating effect on children. They are all things we see daily but get twisted by the hand of evil to once again terrorize our fragile mentality. And also from Steam description, we do have a co-op mode for this game. And it looks like 2 players will share the same screen just like in Little Nightmares 3. But that's all the information I have about this game because the universe of Reanimal is just newly taking form. And we all surely expect Little Nightmares 3 will pay homage to its predecessors. Hopefully they will include some references to Six and Mono, and unlikely the Runaway Kid as well if possible. I also hope the music will be as good as the ones that came before in both 2 upcoming games. And I'm telling you now about my memorable experience with this series. I got to play Little Nightmares 1 early in 2021, and not long after that, Little Nightmares 2 was released, and around that time, I found my religion. So every time I hear any of the iconic soundtracks of this series, I'm low-key reminded of my Christianity. The music is just simply so good. Most of the soundtracks send you down your spine, while some liberate you from your seemingly endless nightmares, giving you some scarce moments of peace. And hopefully Little Nightmares 3 soundtracks will live up to its spirit. One thing for certain that the game will put on a new outfit, a new playstyle. Playing Little Nightmares 3 from Supermassive Games is like getting to know a new person we never met before, and it will take time to accept changes. But I hope those changes will flourish in a good different way and blow fresh air into the franchise. And that's the end of the video. Feel free to let me know your thoughts of Little Nightmares and Reanimal in the comment section. Thanks for watching, subscribe my channel for future contents, and stay tuned cause I'll be back soon. Bye bye.